Hey everyone, we are finally in the Secrets of Strixhaven preview season, and today we are looking at a legendary dragon that might be the strongest commander from the set, because he can turn all your instant and sorcery into a double spell. As always with Strixhaven, we have got 5 dragons representing the school, and this time Silverquill really caught my eye. Not only because he was one of the best cards in my Queen Matrice decks, but also he received a huge upgrade and completely changed his design from his previous form. So let's talk about Silverquill the Disputant, a 4-mana 4/4 with Flying and Vigilance, and it says, each instant and sorcery spell you cast has casualty 1. Meaning as you cast that spell, you can sacrifice a creature with power 1 or greater, and when you do, you copy the spell and may choose a new target for the copy. The last time we saw casualty was back in New Capenna with Anhalo the Painter, who gives your first instant or sorcery each turn casualty 2. I always wanted to build Anhalo, but casualty 2 is just so clunky. You need creatures with 2 power, and he only cares about the first spell, which means you cannot copy Dark Ritual and copy another big spell in the same turn. It really limits your options and slows the deck down. Silverquill on the other hand is a 4/4 with Flying, which is already decent, and somehow he has Vigilance as well. Being 4 mana means he curves out nicely with a lot of 2 mana rocks, so he can easily come down on turn 3. He cares about instant and sorceries, but honestly I don't think you need to go full spell slinger. No matter how you build him, there's one thing the deck absolutely needs: set fodder. White and black are really good at making a bunch of disposable 1/1 tokens to sacrifice for casualty. Anything that creates a 1/1 every turn is worth considering. For example, Jadar Caller of Nephilia, a 2-mana 2/2 that makes a 2/2 declare the zombie on each of your end step. That's perfect. Bitter Blossom, a 2-mana enchantment that makes a 1/1 fairy token on your upkeep. It just gives you set fodder turn after turn. Doom Traveler, Hunted Witness, and Garrison Cat are great 1-mana creatures that fit your curve and make sure your commander has something to sacrifice when he comes in. Bloodghast is amazing in this deck. He comes back from the graveyard whenever a land enters the battlefield under your control. So technically, you can copy an instant or sorcery by sacrificing Bloodghast, play a fetch land, return it, copy something else, crack the fetch, do it again, as long as you have the mana. I like Satchmore Witch because she gives you a 1/1 pass token whenever you cast or copy an instant or sorcery. With just her and your commander on the field, you basically have endless supply of set fodder. The engine just feeds itself. When it comes to payoffs and the spell that we actually want to copy, I think the 4 and 5 mana slots are super important in this deck. Since our commander costs 4 mana, the ideal line is casting a 5 mana spell the turn after he comes down to maximize the value, or casting a 4-drop and holding up a 1 mana protection spell. What's the most broken spell you can copy with this commander? For 5 mana, I really like Final Parting. It lets you tilt 2 cards, 1 to your hand and 1 to your graveyard. If you have any graveyard synergy, this is amazing. And with Casualty, you're basically getting the 4 best cards from your library to set up your future turns. You can use it for pure value, or you can just go straight for your combo pieces. I'm thinking about something like Phyrexian Altar and Vengeful Death into your hand and putting Gravecaller into the graveyard. Then the next turn you are ready to combo off. There's probably a better combo line out there, so if you have got a spicy Final Parting setup, let me know in the comments. I would love to see what you are brewing. Incarnation Technique is another card that I love in my graveyard decks. A 5 mana sorcery with Demonstrate. You mill 5 cards, then return a creature card from your graveyard to the battlefield. I'm still not so sure how Casualty interacts with Demonstrate. If it actually lets you copy this 3 times, that would be insane. If you know the answer here, please drop it in the comments. Season of Loss is another 5 mana sorcery that fits perfectly in this deck. Depending on the situation, you can make each opponent sacrifice their creatures, or draw a bunch of cards, or make them lose life equal to the number of creatures in your graveyard. There are so many big spells you can copy. Beach the Multiverse forces everyone to mill 20 cards and you can get to reanimate a total of 8 creatures. It's ridiculous. Army of the Damned lets you create 26 zombie now and it has flashback, which means you can do it again next turn. Exsanguinate and Torment of Hellfire, you can easily doom the table for 20 plus damage. And if you're feeling evil, you can copy Worst Fear and just take control of someone's turn again and again. Silverquill also really pushes you to play more removal. Source to Plowshare suddenly becomes exile 2 creatures for 1 mana. Soul Shatter turns into each opponent sacrificing 2 creatures, so 6 creatures in total for only 3 mana. That's kind of insane. Shieldrick's Edict does the same thing but only for 2 mana. The list goes on and on. Silverquill is a really fun and powerful commander that you can build in a lot of different ways. Obviously, he is amazing in a combo deck. Doubling all your tutors make it super easy to find whatever pieces you need, but that's not the only direction you can go. You can also lean into instant and sorcery that make tokens like Lingering Souls and Spectral Possession, and then copy them to flood the board even more. From there, you can use those tokens to drain the table with your Sulaport Cutthroat and Blood Artist triggers. Or you can just copy something like White Sun Zenith and make a massive army to smash your opponents. For me personally, I would build Silverquill as a mid-range good stuff deck with a little bit reanimate sub-theme. I know, it's nothing groundbreaking here, but Silverquill is just so flexible and incentivizes you to do things you already want to be doing anyway. Do you like Dark Ritual? Cool, now copy it, that's 6 mana. Demonic Tutor is not strong enough? What if it tutors 2 cards instead? Sighing Blood drawing 2 cards? How about drawing 4? And later in the game, you just copy your big finisher like Exsanguinate or Depth to the Deafness to close things out. Now let's walk through how this deck actually plays. If you do it right, it can do some really scary things starting from turn 4. The typical line will be turn 1 play a set fodder, turn 2 mana rock, turn 3 cast your commander, and on turn 4 you can start copying whatever 3 to 5 mana instant and sorcery you have in your hand. They can be card draw, tutor, filling up your graveyard, or removal. If your commander can stick on the field for a couple of turns, you should be in a very good position and just keep going and outvalue your opponents. But no matter how you build him, you want to run enough protection spells like Moniker Rebirth to make sure Silverquill stays on the field. Alright, that's the idea I have for building Silverquill so far. I wanted to get this video out as soon as possible, so I didn't have time to put together a deck list yet, but by the time you're watching this video, the deck list should be available in the video description. Let me know what you think about the 5 dragons from this new Strixhaven set and how you would build them. Drop your comments below and make sure to subscribe if you want to see more deck from this set. By the way, if you haven't seen the official trailer, it was so good and I really enjoyed the setting. Seeing all these new characters and getting to re-explore a world that we love just feel amazing. Anyway, that's it for today. I hope you enjoyed this video. Thank you so much for watching. I will see you guys next time.